Hello, my fellow viewers. Reaper here with another YouTube video. This is to continue on with the little series we have going here for training videos. Um, this video alone is meant for resources, because I've heard of people actually buying resources, which they'll come here, use platinum for instance, buy resources. And honestly, that is a waste of your platinum. Let me figure out where these resources are. Maybe it'll be in components. So yeah, they'll come here and buy like ally plates and circuits, filtrons, so on and so forth. They'll buy all this stuff, which I don't understand why you would pay money to actually buy the stuff. Now, a reactor and a catalyst, those are understandable, but I mean, for the most part, there's no reason why you should be buying placids and polymer bundles and rublico and salvage and oxium and so on and so forth. No, you can farm them. They're very easy to farm. So this is more or less of a video showing you how the farming system kind of works. Alright, so everybody knows everything in this game, or if you haven't known, you'll soon find out, but there's a lot of stuff in this game that requires resources to build. For, say, this air support charge, you need, 1,200 Fahrenheit, 700 placids, 1 morphic, and 2,000 salvage. But over here, this requires 3,600 Fahrenheit, and this also requires 3,600 nanospores. And oh my god, I'm down to 7 million. I was at like my nanospores was glitched at one point in time. It was like all nines. Anywho, so yeah, we'll teach you about how this foundry works, but I'm going to teach you about the resources first, because this is going to be both like a double segment. This is going to be like how resources work and how you use those resources in this foundry and so on and so forth. So, the way you farm resources is you can go to a planet. In my opinion, defenses and survivals are the best way to farm. And keep in mind, there is farming frames, which is a Necros and a Hydroid. However, you might be asking, how is Hydroid a farming frame? Simple. There's an Augment Mod, which if you looked at the previous video, on mods, Warframe mods 101, I was teaching people how Augment mods are. Well, we'll go into further depth on that later. But it's called Piffling Swarm, and when you kill an enemy using your ultimate ability, which is your triangle ability, you get a 100% chance of a resource drop. So that's one way to do it. Like, a professional team would normally go in with 1 Necros, because you don't want to have more than 1 Necros, otherwise they'll just start cross-canceling each other out. So you never go with more than 1 Necros. So when you go do a professional team, you'll normally see 3 Hydroids, 1 Necros. For the first 20 minutes, let's say you're doing a survival, first 20 to 30 minutes, the only people who should be killing is the Hydroids, and it should be their ultimate ability. However, due to some of the newer players being limited on frames, we understand, not everybody can access that. A Necros is still one of the best farming frames that you can have. There's also an Augment Mod for Necros, and it is like a Despoil mod, and instead of using your energy, it's taken away from your health, but it drops a ton of little health orbs, so you're pretty much covered. It's just you're really, really squishy, and you need a team to be able to protect you. But, so those are the frames that you can farm with, and I'll show you the frames here in a minute. Anyways, each one of these planets that you see here, like Sedna, Ceres, Jupiter, Europa, Void, so on and so forth, all of these, besides this dojo, because that's for the clan only, all of these actually contain resources of its own type. Now, for example, Earth. If you press, R3, you'll see Fahrenheit, Rublico, Neurodes, and Detonite Amplitude. Well, the easiest one to get is Fahrenheit, then Rublico, then Neurodes, and then Detonite. So it goes into the chain. The easiest resource to obtain at this location would be Fahrenheit. But I normally put it on a 25% voucher. So like Fahrenheit, you have a 25% chance, and then it gets to Rublico, which is a 50% chance, and then, so on and so forth, or the other way around. My bad. So Amplified or Detonite, you got 25, Neurotoads 50, Rublico 75, Fahrenheit 100%. You're always getting Fahrenheit from there. Trust me. But there is some resources that you can obtain on all these planets. Those you obtain through operations, which are right here. So they're like, if you see, for instance, on this Neptune Grineer offensive, you'll see Detonite, Injector, and Infiltron. These are battle pay. So if you fight for the Grineer, or if you fight for Corpus, or whichever faction you decide to choose, you'll get a battle pay. So let's say I'm going to go do this mission, okay? So I can do the Grineer offensive, which then you get a choice. Now, Detonite injectors are primarily needed for the Jordan's Verdict, but and that's a raid. We'll teach you later on in a later video, but this video it's not about raids. Or you can get Filtrons, which you can get 3. However, if you also have a clan, you can also go into their clan labs and just buy the blueprint. Keep in mind, it is not a recyclable blueprint. Once you build that Detonite injector, Filtron, or mutagen mass, it will automatically deplenish itself. In other words, it's gone. You can only build it once. So you have to go back to the dojo and buy it again and again and again, which it's just not worth your time. This is actually worth your time because not only are you getting these 3 resources, but you're also getting resources on top of those resources. So this is the best way to do it in a time expenditure, that is. There's also another thing that you can do to the farm. You can throw down a extractor. Now, in order to get these right here, you had to get a prime access, so you probably won't have these, but you'll have a Titan and then a Distilling. For example, the differences between these two is the Distilling Extractor has an increased chance of acquiring uncommon and rare resources. So when you deploy this on the planet, it will collect uncommon and rare resources at a better percentage than just a Titan. However, I prefer to have the Titan Extractor Prime because honestly, I view these are better in my opinion because, like, it's hard to explain because it has a bigger mass. It brings in probably like 30 to 40% more than just the regular Titan Extractor, which this is just common resources. And it can also be rare, so I mean, so on and so forth. But you need to keep an eye on these because they can also get destroyed. But you also have to build these. These aren't just given to you. You got to build them, which requires resources. So if we come over here, go to miscellaneous, as you can see, Distilling Extractor. It requires 1,000 polymer and 150 oxium. And then, you know, so on and so forth. So you need to start building those reactors. And then the prime one is probably going to be more expensive because it's prime. It's not an average extractor. Foundry. The way the Foundry works is you come here and you spend resources and you get, for example, items. So this would take me 8 hours to build, but if I would want it, I would build it. However, I don't worry much about specters. But when you build blueprints and all that, it does take a time expenditure. Do not, and I mean do not, rush it. That is a way that you waste your plat. Okay, so let's see, what's a good example here? Let's do the bleeding key. You see how it takes 1 minute? Well, I need void traces. Void traces is found by opening and obtaining relics, which that will be in a later video. But I will tell you how to get the void traces. And then it also requires 250 Fahrenheit, so just build it. Now, they do not have a... Oh yeah, they do have a cancel now. So if you're like, oh no, I didn't mean to build that. Oh, press R2, and you get all that back. You do not lose it. Anything. However, it's never bad having too many dragon keys, but I don't need this one, so I'll just cancel the build. That's how this that's how this works. Now there's multiple tabs in this, okay? So it's not just, oh my god, I have to go through this entire list and you know, because look, I have a ton of stuff that I can build. However, I'm preoccupied with certain things, per se, so like if I'm working on melee or something like that, there's a tab for that. So this is in progress. This tells you what's been done or so on and so forth. As you can see, I've done a lot of stuff. However, might as well just take that because that's just a skin. But, oh hey, my Helios Prime. Didn't even notice that was done. Yeah, so apparently, as you can see, I need to go through mine, but this tells you what's all done, so on and so forth. So if you come to ready to build, this is what you can build with the resources that you currently have available. This is the Warframe, so for instance like an Ash, and then an Ash Prime, so on and so forth. This is the primary for, rifles, bows, so on and so forth. This is the secondaries for like pistols, ninja stars, whatever your secondary is going to be. And here's your melee. And then you have your archwings. You have your sentinels, your landing craft, your appearance, your gear, which consists of energy restores and so on and so forth, specters, all that good, happy, fun stuff. Your keys, so like your bleeding dragon key, and these are how you open up a vault and all that, and the dialect, But and then your law, your raid keys, and then your miscellaneous, so like your injectors and extractors and upgrade segments and so on and so forth, catalysts, reactors, potatoes, formas, so on and so forth. So that's how the Foundry and the resource system works in this game. And I believe that is the end of the video. Next video will be on how normal weapons and prime weapons have a difference, and how much of a difference can that be. So we're going to be basically showing you similarities and differences between whichever, or and we're going to tell you which frame at this time, because we're going to be up to date, which frame is currently prime, what frame is probably vaulted, so on and so forth. As of now, stay safe, stay happy, and you guys have a lovely night, or lovely day depending on your time zone. Thank you for watching this video. Reaper out.